What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. Now, it's been a couple of days since I released a video. I apologize about that. I went on a camping trip with my friends and I had way less internet than I thought I was going to. So I was able to send out some entries here and there, but I just overall wasn't really, going to be on my phone enough, and overall didn't have enough internet. It was extremely slow out there. So I apologize about that. I thought the internet was going to be a little bit faster there, but it is what it is. We did have a profitable weekend. We did have a profitable, this is literally pretty much all the entries I sent out since Saturday. So there was only like maybe 5 or 6 entries that I sent out in total. We did send out some ONYX plays. I'll get into that. And we did hit this massive 9.25x this morning. And as I always talk about, guys, when we hit a 3-man or a 4-man, but especially a 4-man like this, you're going to be profitable on the day pretty much, right? This entry, we go up 8.25 units because of this entry alone. And, all of these could lose, right? We have a loss here. This is actually a win, so it doesn't count, but we have a loss here. So we have like 3 losses, or like, let's just say we had 5 losses. Okay. Let's just randomly, make up 2 more losses or whatever. Let's say we had 5 losses, but we still went up 8.25 units, because of this entry. So we had minus that by 5 and we would go up 3.25 units because of that. So hopefully that makes sense, right? Another way to look at this is that, if you'll see these ONYX plays that I sent out, right? I took Anthony Hernandez money line. Now this was a bad play because Sean Strickland was the underdog and Sean Strickland ends up upsetting Hernandez. So that's tough, right? This is not a good entry. I'm not proud of this entry, but this is a big fat L, right? We did take a loss here. My unit size on ONYX and on REBET is $40. So we spent $40 on this and we got 0, right? We got 0 from this right here. But on Saturday, I think this was Saturday afternoon, I took Bucks money line to win the game, and this was at plus 150, and we turned 40 my unit size. Again, if it's $10, then you turned it into like 25 or whatever it is, right? It scales accordingly. If you bet 200 on this, then you would have turned it into like 500 or whatever it is. Okay, so 40 on this and we won $100. Okay, so we win $100 from this one. Okay, so we pretty much spent in total $80, right? We spent 80 here, we spent 40 here, 40 here. That's $80. So 80 to turn into $100. Obviously that is profitable, even though we missed one and we hit one, and this one's kind of a, this one's not a very good play at all, right? This is an embarrassing play to end up missing this, but we still do overall go up from these 2 entries right here, which were sent out over the weekend. Okay, so it's the same sort of thing with these 4-mans. These 4-mans are not going to hit very often, guys. They are 10x 9x entries. You're not expected to hit very many of these. Maybe if you literally hit 1 in 7 of these, you would be extremely profitable. Why? Because you would take 7 entries or 6 entries, they would all miss, and then that 7th entry you'd get paid a 9x or a 10x, and you would be very profitable over a long term. You just need the volume at that point. Now, going through very quickly, I don't want to make this video too long. You will see that I took the under here in League of Legends, the under here in League of Legends, and you'll actually see this entry over here, right next to this. We go 0-4. And, every time we go 0-4 like this, you might be like, oh man, this was a horrible entry. But there's really not much difference between these 2 entries, right? Just because an entry hits doesn't mean it's a great entry. Doesn't mean it's any better than an entry that misses and goes 0-4, because, sometimes I love seeing 0-4. It just means it's very correlated. We just got the correlation in the wrong direction, all right? So I took the overs on these 2 guys in the red team right here, the Sentinels team, and I should have took the unders, obviously. And I took the unders right here for this Koi team. And I can go through exactly what happened in these games, right? You will see G2 versus Koi. So we took the Koi guys to go under, okay? We took Aloya and we took Jojo. And both of these guys go under. Now, I will say the first game was 18-10. Second game was 23-8. Third game was 22-14, all right? If you notice something, the G2, when they win, they got way higher kills than the Koi team. Now, you could have taken anyone on this team. You could have taken Mirwin and Supa, who we didn't bet on. You could have taken Alvarado and Jojo. You could have taken any combination of any 5 of these players, and they all would have went under. And the most important part to understand why they would have went under is because they lost the game. If these guys would have won a game, if they would have won 2 games especially, I can almost guarantee that they would have went over, okay? Now, very quickly with the Cloud9 Sentinels game, Cloud9 actually 3-0'd Sentinels, okay? So same thing, Cloud9 wins, they get more kills. Cloud9 wins, and they get more kills on all 3 games. Same thing, Sentinels, these guys got destroyed. They all went under, and you'll see this is what happened right here. This guy gets 5 kills, this guy gets 5 kills because they lost the game, okay? So I'm never going to say that I'm going to predict these games perfectly. It's just like when I talk about NFL and with college football. I'm taking guys under together in League of Legends. I'm taking guys under together in the NFL. For example, Sam Darnold and Jackson Smith and Jigba. If Sam Darnold throws for 100 yards, you know JSN is probably getting maybe 30 of those yards. So they're both going under. Now, if he throws for 500 yards, JSN's probably getting 200 plus yards. So they're going over together. It's the same thing in League of Legends. When a team wins, they're going to go over together. When a team loses, they're going to go under together. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, everything's tracked on this channel, which is probably like my North Star of this channel. It's why I founded this channel. There's too many people that was following on the internet and they would never show their record. They'd never show their wins and loss. 2026, guys, so far we are up 42 units. That is very solid. All right. We are, I don't know, we're like 50 days into the year, something like that. And we're up 42 units on the parlays. All right. So this is on PrizePicks, like pretty much all PrizePicks. And we've sent over 300 entries. You're going to see, as I said, we lose a ton. A lot of losses are going to come in because these are 9x and 10x entries, as I said earlier. And on the straight bets, we are actually up 20 units. And I've actually sent out less than 100 straight bets. Okay, so that means that I've sent out, about 1 to 1.5 straight bets a day. That's going to be on ONYX and on REBET, which I'll get into because I do have a straight bet in today's video. And we're up 20 units. So going up 20 units on straight betting with less than 100 entries played, I personally think is pretty impressive, okay? Because a lot of people, you can play dozens of straight bets a day, and, as you guys know, most people are not even profitable sports bettors. Most people, 97%, 98% of the population, if they try to get into sports betting, are going to lose long term. As I've proven over the course of this channel, over the course of everything that I do, you'll see 2024, 2025. Here's pretty much 2026 so far. 42 units on the parlays, 20 units on the straight bets. That means 60 units overall. We are profitable. I feel like I don't even have to prove that anymore. With straight bets, it's going to be different record-wise than parlays. You do actually want to win more on the straight bets than lose because a lot of these are even money, right? We're doing minus 110s or minus 130s, plus 150s. A lot of these more even type of odds right here. Okay, guys. So hopefully you guys understand that. If you do want to track all your bets, use code detective. That's going to be down in the description for Pikkit. Very simple. Track all your bets, guys. Now, I did talk about straight bets, and let's get a straight bet in today, okay? This is going to be on REBET. Now, I live in Texas. Texas does not have FanDuel and DraftKings and all these other books that you're going to see everywhere on TV, and it's completely fine because you can still get money lines down, you can still get spreads, over-unders, all those type of traditional straight bets that people would take on a site like REBET and on a site like ONYX Odds. Now, on top of that, they have crazy deposit matches and crazy promos that they're running. ONYX Odds, for example, you get a free $100 for signing up. Okay, so it's $100 in your pocket. All you have to do is put 10 bucks in. So it's 10 bucks turned into $100 within 3 minutes maybe. And then REBET here, guys, $100 deposit match is that more traditional. Put 100 in, you get a free $100 to bet with. Who doesn't love that? It's a free $100. And tonight I'm taking the Memphis Grizzlies at minus 148, and I'm taking them to win the game. All right, so straight up money line right here, Grizzlies to win, 40 to win. 67, and again, bet according to your unit size. All right, so some of you guys might be $10 bettors. That's completely fine. Some of you guys might be $5 bettors. That's completely fine. Some of you guys might bet $200 a play. That's completely fine as well. Just make sure you have enough bankroll to really support that, because if you're betting $200 a play, you probably need to have $5,000-$6,000 in your account ready to go on a losing streak if that ever happens, and then ready to just support that type of betting. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Kalshi is also an app that a lot of you guys have been signing up for because it's new. It's exciting. It's available in like 40 plus states, and a lot of you guys have not signed up for that yet, so go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's get into the PrizePicks play of the day. Now we do have Ronald Holland on the Pistons, and we are taking him under. The reason why is because this line is too high, okay? This line should be at about 10. Now, every 0.5 difference in the NBA matters. If you guys saw last week, we took Josh Giddey early on. We took him at 15.5. By game time, he bumped all the way down to 13. He ended up getting 9. But the 0.5 differences, those little 0.5 bumps and these 1 point bumps and stuff that happen in the NBA, if you can get a play in that is a really, really good value, it's called closing line value, you're going to win long term, right? So Holland, I want everyone to take this at 10.5. By game time, I'm going to check it. If it's at 10 or if it's at 9.5 especially, we have 100% did our job. We want to find these bumps in the NBA. Same thing with League of Legends, okay? League of Legends and just every single line is the same. It's very similar, right? We're taking this at minus 22.5. By game time, I would not be surprised if this bumps down to about 21, okay? League of Legends is easier to find discrepancies than the NBA, and it makes sense because these apps do not pour as much money into esports. They pour money, obviously, into the huge sports, NFL, NBA, even NHL a little bit. But they're not pouring their money and their research dollars into a sport like League of Legends or Valorant or Dota, okay? They're pouring into these massive sports that have massive throughputs, okay? League of Legends, my favorite play of the day, Cube plus Monkey plus Karis to go under. I think that this team is heavily not favored, so they're heavily, they're underdogs, right? I think what's going to end up happening is they go 1-2, which means they're going to have 1 win, 2 losses, right? And as I just explained multiple times in this video, guys, when you lose more than you win, you don't get many kills, okay? And this 1 win, don't be surprised if they get like 13 kills or something like this together, right? They're probably going to get a lot of kills together in the 1 win, but then the losses, they might, end up getting 8 kills together or something like that. And that would put them right at 21 with this sort of situation happening. But again, you're going to get a lot of kills in a win. You're going to get not that many kills in a loss, right? So this is going to be the play of the day for PrizePicks. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's go ahead and get a ton of entries in. My PrizePicks account is looking bare with not that many entries going on, all right? So I'm ready to spam entries, ready to get you guys a lot of value today in the next week. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.